new generation. We are the youth of the nation. High in the sky. We are the new generation. Leader.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Leaders Dialogue Show. This is a show that we bring on board leaders who have made it in their corporate ladder. And today we are privileged to visit Mr. John Ng'ang'a. Welcome so much, Mr. John Ng'ang'a.
Thank you.
Mr. John Ng'ang'a is a renowned author of 10 books. He is the principal of Taluma Consultant, and formerly he was a manager in Kenya Shell. Mr. John Ng'ang'a, the issue of motivation. What keeps someone report work, go to his company, and enjoy what they are doing? They are motivated to come in and out. What is that thing that brings that excitement at workplace?
My recommendation to Christian professionals, if they want to live motivated, I've been at work. I left university more than 41 years ago.
Yes.
And so I've been working. But even then, before I went to university, I was a secondary school teacher. What keeps me motivated is what I want to share with my younger friends.
Yes.
Number one, you need to ask, is what I do within my calling? When you use the word calling, it means there is a caller.
There is a caller. That's very true.
Because it is my calling. Who called you? The very term calling means there is a caller. So you need to ask yourself, why was I created? And why was I born again? Or put it differently, what problem in the world was I created to solve? Because your calling means an issue or a need in society which God created you to resolve. If you operate within that, you'll be motivated all the time.
Yes.
Why? When you are pleasing the caller, even if your boss doesn't like what you do, even your boss is dissatisfied, not because of your work, but because they don't like your tribe, or they are not gender sensitive, they don't like women. My friend, you will always be motivated, irrespective of your circumstances, when in your mind, you know what you are doing, what you are created to do. That's why, for example, you find somebody very motivated working in Afghanistan. And yet we read in the newspaper and we see on the TV, people are dying continuously. But when you sense that God has called me to Afghanistan, then you are aware of three things. Number one, when I'm there, I'm pleasing to God. Number two, if God wants me to do it, He will protect me from the bullets. Number three, the only bullet that will get me is the one that sends me to Him. Because He is happy with me. I don't mind meeting Him. So you can see, you can live a motivated, enjoyable life, irrespective of the work you do, if only you can answer the question, am I operating within my calling? In one of my books, The Christian Professional, I have put a whole appendix on called How to Discover Your Life's Purpose. And my next book, which will be coming out in the next 2 months, I wanted to now concentrate on that issue of identifying, discovering your calling. Because I believe many people are doing businesses and jobs and activities that bring them millions of shillings. They even have become billionaires. But they live dissatisfied. They are frustrated billionaires. How much better to enjoy your life, to enjoy what you do, and to get a sense of fulfillment. And that's why, so to me, the first thing that keeps somebody motivated is when they operate within their calling. The second thing is to identify who is benefiting from your service. What are you doing? For example, if the president asked you to draw a picture for him, hey, my friend, you are likely to be motivated. And by the way, he may not even pay you. It's just like you want to give him a gift.
Yes.
And you feel it's a privilege to draw a picture for the president and give him free.
Yes.
You are not earning any money,
Yes.
but you are motivated.
Yes.
Who you work for, who benefits from your work, is a very great source of contentment when you actually work. And so it's important to identify. Now, the story I like repeating, and I'm likely to have told it to many people, of this guy who was in Europe when they were building cathedrals. And cathedrals were the biggest. Any country you go to in Europe, and you're looking at 16th century or 14th century architecture, the best building will always be a cathedral, because then the Pope was in charge of the whole of Europe.
Yes.
The church was powerful. So the best architects built cathedrals. So this story of somebody was making a cathedral. And the cathedral used to take years to build. So the tourists came, found a mason or a bricklayer working on a section, and he asked him, "What are you doing?" The guy straight up and says, "Like you can see, I'm just laying bricks." Now tell me, if the reason you turn up for work every morning is to put one stone on top of another, are you likely to be motivated? It's routine and boring. But there are many people who are bricklayers.
Yes.
They go to work to repeat. What is your work? A tea lady. I make tea for the boss.
Yes.
What is your work? Adding and subtracting figures. I'm an accountant. Now, so you can see there are many people at work who are the bricklayer level. Since the cathedral is wide, the tourists went from there to another corner, found another bricklayer doing exactly the same thing, but he asked the same question. "Hey, what are you doing?" The bricklayer stood up and said, smiled and said, "I'm building a cathedral."
Yes.
Wow. For him, he is not seeing one stone on top of the other.
Yes.
He is seeing the completed building
Yes.
and feels proud. He can picture himself later when he's a grandfather, telling his grandchildren, "This is a cathedral. I was one of the people who constructed it." Although the building is not up yet, he is so proud to be associated with building the cathedral.
Yes.
He is smiling as he tells the tourists, "I'm building a cathedral." My friend, if you want to be motivated at work, you must ask, how does my job relate with the total project? And what will be the value of the total project? Once you can see how important your cog in the machinery is to the total machinery, you'll be motivated every morning as you wake up.
That's true.
So you can see between the first player and the second one, the second one is miles ahead. As you wake up in the morning, wow, today I'm nearer to completing the cathedral, which I'll be very proud about. Now, so I want to digress a little and say it is the responsibility of any employer to tell the employee how his small job fits in the totality. Why is so critical? Is it so critical that you sweep the place? If you're a messenger and you work to sweep, how does sweeping help the company fulfill the mission of the whole company? The moment that messenger understands how critical his job is, he will wake up every morning very motivated. How does a marketing person who is marketing your product, how does he fulfill the mission of the company? The moment he notices how critical his job to the totality, he's going to. Now, when you start thinking about your customers, the clients, and what they are going to do with your service or with your product, wow, you start feeling very motivated. What's your job? You don't see the immediate, you see the completed one. Although many people will be involved in it. But he still went to another section. He moved from that and moved to a third section of the cathedral under construction. And he asked the guy, "What are you doing?" Of course, the same question. He was doing the same thing. The guy rose up, looked like he was a preacher. I said, "I'm depopulating hell to populate heaven." This guy is not in a cathedral.
No.
He has gone beyond the cathedral and seen the bishop standing at the pulpit, preaching to people, previous drunkards, becoming cleansed up, prostitutes, coming to the Lord. And he said, "What am you doing?" I'm not just building a cathedral. I'm an evangelist.
Yes.
Because the evangelist will not be able to do it until I complete my cathedral.
Yes. Nice.
Of the three people, who is likely to be most motivated?
The last one.
The last one.
Yes.
Because for him, he's an evangelist. He's not doing it for beauty. It's not just the look of the cathedral. It's the purpose of the cathedral. And he feels like I'm a partner to the bishop who will be preaching in this cathedral.
That's true.
I want to suggest to you that anybody who is at work must answer the first question. Is he just laying the bricks? What for? If he answers the question, what for, it will make him start building a cathedral. Beyond that, he answers the question, how does this please God? If you answer all the three questions, you will never be bored at work. Whether your salary is increased or is not increased, you are going to be somebody. So the first thing is, operate within your calling. Number two, understand your job and the way it relates to the totality of what the clients require and how it pleases God. And you live your life totally motivated. Thirdly, if you want to live a motivated life, it will be very important that you always do your best. Doing your best means you have, as far as you are concerned, your boss might not like it, the client may criticize it, but you know you could not have done better. In the previous program, we read Ecclesiastes and we said God, whatever he does, cannot be improved. Because he has produced the best faster that time around. So if you are the type of a person who is proud to do an excellent job, then when you do it, you will always be happy. You look back and say, wow. You know, God, we are told when God created the earth, each day he will look at what he has created, it is good. You know, he created the next day, he said it is good. He did not wait until the end of the week to say it is good. Each section is good. We must learn to be grateful for the little achievements, even before we get the big achievement. And that way you will live a motivated life. So it's important that you create motivation from within.
We are grateful. We need to keep motivated at workplace. Viewers will be right back after the break. Keep forwarding your comments at Leaders Dialogue Show, that is our Twitter, our Facebook page at Leaders Dialogue. We'll be right back after the break.